What if I told you that a tribe of nomads from the harsh steppes of Mongolia, with no cities, no formal writing system, and no massive armies, would go on to build the largest land empire the world has ever seen? And they did it in less than a century. An empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. This is the story of how Genghis Khan and his successors crushed kingdoms, outmaneuvered empires, and rewrote the rules of war, all while shaping the modern world in ways most people never realize. And trust me, by the end, you'll never see history the same way again. In the early 1200s, the world was a patchwork of powerful kingdoms: the Islamic caliphates in the Middle East, the Song dynasty in China, the feudal lords of Europe, and in the middle of it all, a place most of them ignored, were the endless grasslands of Mongolia. Here lived scattered nomadic tribes, constantly at war with each other, fighting for survival against brutal winters and rival clans. They were seen as primitive, disorganized, backward, but then Temujin happened. Temujin was born into poverty. His father was poisoned when he was just a boy, and his family was abandoned by their own tribe. They were left to starve. But Temujin was more than a survivor. Through sheer determination, he rose through the ranks of the Mongol tribes, gaining allies and crushing rivals. He didn't lead through birthright. He led because people believed in him. In 1206, he united the Mongol tribes and was declared Genghis Khan, universal ruler. And from that moment on, the Mongols didn't just want to survive, they wanted to conquer. So how did they do it? How did they conquer more land in 100 years than the Romans did in 500? It wasn't just brute force. The Mongol army was a hypermobile, disciplined, and terrifyingly efficient war machine. Every warrior was trained from childhood. Every soldier had multiple horses, allowing them to ride for days without stopping. They used psychological warfare, fake retreats, decoy units, and coordinated multi-front attacks, tactics that were centuries ahead of their time. And they absorbed the best technologies and minds from the places they conquered: siege engineers from China, maps from Persia, even early gunpowder weapons. They learned, they adapted, they evolved. Between 1206 and 1227, Genghis Khan led devastating campaigns across Asia. He crushed the Western Xia and Jin dynasties in northern China. He annihilated the Khwarezmian Empire in Persia, a campaign so brutal that entire cities vanished from history. After Genghis Khan's death, his sons and grandsons continued the expansion. His grandson, Kublai Khan, conquered all of China and founded the Yuan dynasty. Meanwhile, Mongol armies stormed through Russia, burned Baghdad to the ground, and reached as far as Hungary and Poland. At their peak, the Mongols controlled land from Korea to Ukraine, over 9 million square miles. Here's what most people miss: the Mongols didn't just destroy, they also connected. Under their rule came a rare period of peace across Asia, the Pax Mongolica. Trade exploded along the Silk Road. Ideas, technologies, and even diseases, like the Black Death, spread faster than ever. They promoted religious tolerance, built a system of postal relays, encouraged the sharing of knowledge. They created one of the first truly global networks. By the time the empire fractured in the late 1200s and 1300s, the world had already changed forever. The Mongols had redrawn borders, reshaped nations, and redefined what an empire could be. Genghis Khan started with nothing. No cities, no libraries, no monuments. But what he built, through fear, genius, and will, was a world-changing empire. One that conquered half the known world in just 100 years. And whether we realize it or not, we still live in its shadow. Thank you for watching. If you thought the Mongol Empire was wild, wait until you see how the very first civilizations rose from nothing, from ancient Mesopotamia to the dawn of cities. It's all in the next video. Click it now, and let's keep the journey going.